Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to make pickles, or actually how to can chilies, right? Right now what we have is we have some chilies that have been pickled. So these are going to end up being like the jalapenos that you get at the Mexican bar and things like that. If you were making chili sauce, you want to have it coming off the stove boiling hot when you put it into the jars. Your jars have to be extremely clean. You need to wash them really good, wash the lids, make sure that you have lids that have a seal that go pop, right? If they don't have a lid that goes pop, you don't want to use them because you can't tell if the jar is properly sealed. So we're going to fill up the jars. The trick to filling up the jars is don't overfill them. You want to leave enough headroom for the expansion of the chili, of the juices and all that other great stuff in there. So it looks like it's too full, but I'm going to smash these down because these are going to be, you wouldn't be doing that with sauce or you'd melt your fingers. So you really want it to be coming up right. I'm going to add a little touch more liquid. And you want it to be just below this line, okay? Because when you put it in the oven, if it's above that line, it's going to boil over and just create a mess, okay? So that's step one. We'll get to the oven in a little bit. We're ready to put them in the oven. So one thing on your lids, you want them loose. Just like the first, as soon as you get a little bit of resistance. That way, as the air expands, it can get out easily, right? So if you don't have them on there tight, you just have them on there real loose. You're going to tighten them later on. In the oven, you should have something that looks like this. Or get a deep pan or a shallow pan that you can use like this. So you, in a cold oven, no heat yet, you're going to place your jars. Now, if you're using gas heat, you have three choices on your temperature. You can either be Celsius, Fahrenheit, or gas marks. So under Fahrenheit, it's going to be 325 to 350. Celsius is going to be 170 to 180, and gas marks it's going to be between 3 and 4. All right. So be sure you put it in cold. Now you're going to, after you put it in, then you're going to turn the oven on, bottom heat only, and you're going to have it in there for 40 to 50 minutes. Right about, set the timer for 40 minutes, go in, and if you see little bubbles coming up, that's good. If you haven't seen them yet, then go ahead and wait for 50 minutes. At that time, you turn the oven off, you leave them in, set your timer again for 35 minutes. After 35 minutes, take them out. You're going to want to wear gloves because they're going to be hot as hell. Screw the lids down tight and set them to cool. As they cool, you'll hear the tops of the things go pop. If it doesn't pop, it doesn't seal well. If you push on the button and it goes bing, 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 then you're going to have to put it in the refrigerator and keep it in that way. If it does drop down, then you can keep it in the pantry cupboard for up to 2 years. Okay? Now, when you're ready to go, what you want to do is take boiling hot water, about a liter of it, and put it in the bottom of this pan. This will help keep your jars from cracking. And it'll also create a higher humidity. And it also helps that all the junk that, if you have stuff that bubbles out of the jars, it makes it cleaning up easier. So we go ahead and slide that in. I'm going to set my oven to bottom heat and at 175. Set my timer for 40 minutes. And then when that goes off, I'll come back and check them.
Yeah.
Okay, so the timer's gone off, and it's time to turn the oven off. And if you look inside, you'll see that there's little bubbles coming up in the jars. And that's exactly what you want to see.
Okay.
So we're going to close the oven with it off and reset the timer for 35 minutes. The 35 minutes is up. You're ready to take the jars out. You don't want to leave it in overnight or anything like that, because if it doesn't cool down rather quickly after this resting period, then chances of things growing inside it will happen. So you want to let it cool down now, and so the jars will seal, prevent anything from growing in it. You're going to want to wear gloves or something like that, because they're still going to be very hot. So you take them out and you tighten the lids up real good.
Heard one pop.
Be sure to set it somewhere where your daughter won't be touching them, because they're going to be hot for quite a while. And as they cool, you'll hear all the little tops pop down. And they've already all popped closed, so we got a good seal. And that is it. Enjoy.